That's a challenge.
I want to put Jeremy on the spot, if I may. Jeremy, you got us started wonderfully this morning with wonderfully, but also disturbingly reminding us of some very difficult history in this country. What do you see as the biggest barriers for achieving better equality, fairness, really, in our society? And what's the path forward?
I do believe conversation is one of the solutions. It's not the only solution, of course, but I am encouraged by the level of intelligent discourse in our communities. But some voices are still not heard. If you can't get on the internet now and you don't have access to resources, given our current COVID environment, you can't participate in conversation with others who are making decisions. And so you still have a disconnect between class, ethnicity, race, culture that is still systemic across our country. So those are barriers that haven't gone away. But I will say the hope that I have is that people are trying to force the conversation, whether they are knowledgeable or not, whether they know the history or not, and whether they can articulate their feelings or not. They're at least jumping into the space. And that's something I haven't seen earlier in my lifetime. That's new to me. And I think that's a source of hope for going forward.
The murder of George Floyd, combined with the reality that a person of color is 2 to 4 times more likely to die, in some areas 6 times more likely to die from the pandemic, has really opened up a conversation about race in America that feels different from the other times in my lifetime. It doesn't feel comfortable, but it feels different. And I think that it has mobilized a wider demographic in our society to be engaged in that conversation. I find that painful but hopeful, I guess, at the same time.
Institutions are starting to do some self-reflection. I think we've always had individuals and movements give voice to this, but not our institutions. They've been silent. And now we're starting to see people trying to speak from that institutional background. And so that may be a part of it as well.